think I've got that right. Good evening, everyone. I'm here without Leanne, though. She's not able to join in tonight because she got delayed with, I think it's a family tea, actually. So last I saw was a picture of it was a photo of a bonfire. So whether she gets home in time or not, I don't know. So I'm going ahead as if that she's not. Okay, so it's wonderful to see everyone popping in already. This is the Friday's intuitive chat that I usually have with Leanne, but it's without Leanne. And I'm Boundy, psychic medium, as that Ros part of what is the Friday evening chat. We are streaming, or I am streaming it out now to the 5 different channels. I've got it going to my YouTube channel, and I have seen it does say I'm doing live. And the Facebook profile, my Facebook page, Leanne's page, and the mytimetv.live that we usually go to. So really having an interesting start to the evening because I've rearranged things just a little bit. Because I sort of knew that Leanne probably wasn't going to come, being able to join in, I mean. So, so I've just got something a little different to show you. And here we go. Good evening to you, Kim. I'm going to go through the romper room style that I do in the morning as much as I can until I get to the card questions, etc. Because I'm not specifically doing just the cards as such like I have been. Good evening to Julie. And from Diane and Boundy, good evening. And hello, Steve. Lovely to see that beautiful, bright coloured top. I love it. And Diane saying hello to Michaela. Is Michaela here already? Where's the comment? I can't see that yet. Obviously, she's going to be or is somewhere, and I can't see it, and it's not coming in. But that's all right. And here we've got Deborah asking for a card already. You're feeling like you're in limbo. And we'll get to cards and stuff shortly because I've got a surprise with that. And Joe is saying hi, Ros and Peanuts. Hope you had a wonderful day. We did have, and Peanuts is down there in her bed. I wonder if I can actually just do that so you can see her. You're getting a very untidy look at my corner of the desk there, but that's Peanuts is there. Oh, gee, did it go back all right? Yes. I probably shouldn't do that, should I? Anyway, it's all good. We can have some giggles with you. Yeah, you're going to have some giggles, I'm sure. And we've got Sharon here, Sharon Richards. So good evening to you. Whoopsie, there's my button going bonkers. So we've got Jody as well. Good evening. And Sharon's asking for a card too. And hey from Julie. What I'm going to come back to doing, because you are starting to ask for cards, which is fair enough because we do usually do those here. What I'm going to do is show you, excuse me, I've got some tea still here. What I've got are these, as you can see. Now, I'm just going to make me a little bit bigger. I didn't realise I was quite so small in that one. Here I've got, which I received yesterday. Now, lovely friend Kat suggested, have I seen the not invisible, not invisible, you can see them, the transparent tarot. So I went looking and I ordered the deck, obviously, because they've arrived. And I have done an unboxing, but not on a video. I did decide I needed to open them yesterday when I went to visit with my sister, and we had some fun with these. It's not something I've done for a while, is tarot, and you're going to get interesting shadows here because the lighting's crap. And the box doesn't quite open up out. So look at that. You've got the shadow coming through, creating just the window effect. Isn't it gorgeous? That's so superb. And what this is it's within the cover, as if it's one of the cards, which you'll see in a minute, because that in itself is not a card. It's just part of the decoration. And you're going to find it really, really hard to see that against that. You can't. So going to be really interesting tonight. I'm hoping it works. Okay, so let's have a looky cookie. I'll bring this further out. And what it has is this really, really heavy, fat book. And have a look at how thick that is. It's got quite a lot of detail. We'll have a look at them in detail in a sec. So here is this. There's the book. And here are the cards. Now, I've got to tip it up to get them out because what you're going to see from these cards, have a look. And this is where I'm going to have to bring this over closer because I'm stretching way too far. I was trying to do it so that I didn't get any of the shadows happening. So here we go. There are the cards. Have a look at them. Like they're just, I have mixed them around and upside down did some of them and etc. by doing that. And then you just mix them around so that you've got some reverses and that you've got some up the right ways with tarot. So rather a gorgeous deck, but they don't look like much when you do that there. So I'm going to demo in a minute how I'm going to use this deck. So what I'm going to do, though, I'll just have a quick flip through and say hello to some more people who I haven't said hello to, and I'll leave those there at the moment. And there you go. Michaela is in here, but at that point that she was being said hello to, Michaela hadn't got a comment, so that's why I couldn't see it. Interesting. And that's lovely. Thank you. And, oh, thank you, Di. She is a cutie. She is going to have her surgery the first week of July, though. I've taken her back to the vets and, yes, said a lump that was growing is still growing, so I'm going to have her back there next week or the week after. When's the first week in July? Yep. Not long away for her, actually. Goodness. So, let me have a look at that. Michaela, your comments don't show on my page, but they do on My Time TV. That's interesting. They should. There is a thingy that you in the description. It should be if it's on a group that to allow to be seen, like your name and all the rest. But anyway, that's it. Oh, poor Peanuts. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I sort of knew it was going to come. And Kay, you're volunteering your assistance with the demo, are you? Are you? The other thing I've got here too, I am going to show this in the stream straight away now because I've put on a that's just the $5 while it's live streaming to book in for a little mini reading. I may or may not have time to do all of those through here, but that's what is for the special whilst I'm live streaming. Once I'm not live streaming, the timestamp will probably be put on. And, well, actually, I don't know. Did I put a timestamp on? You know how I like doing the buttons and all that stuff? Yes, I'm not sure if I actually set one for this one, but that's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Now I'm going to go back to this because what we've got, and it is a little bit out of the line because I've been moving things around. So if you see this, now I might need to refer to the guidebook for this one because it is, tarot is something that I haven't done for a lot of years. I have been concentrating on doing the Lenormand decks. So that's why I probably will use and pick up this heavy book. I'm not, and let's see, does this create a bigger shadow going over there? Yes, it does as I'm moving. So I've got to keep that close to me. As you can see, I'm trying to figure out how to do the layout of this, which is some of the difficulty I had when I was trying it out, Savo. As you can see, if I lay these cards down there like that on the purple, you can't see the symbols, can you? So the other part of what was in the box was, and I'll pull this up, hopefully, those cards are very slippery. One of the things that they pulled up that is in the box was this lovely silk cloth. And I found when I was playing with it around lunchtime with Shaz, so that she could help me sort of see how the lighting worked and all that, this lovely slippery side was too slippery for the cards. I couldn't really deal with it. So this then, on this back end, works really well. But because of the folds, I went to iron it. And you can see what happened. I haven't used an iron in years. And what I did was not check the little button for the heat. You know how you dial in your temperatures and stuff on the dial on an iron? It had water in it, which probably was stale. But anyway, I didn't check and I plonked it down. And it melted my cloth. So that's a bit of a bummer. But anyway, we're going to lay this down as a top anyway, because I did happen to have another piece of fabric, this type. I'm not sure whether this one will have a better opportunity to show up the cards or not. So as you can see from here, as I lay the cards down, you can see them. Can you see them clearly? Let's see if you feel that that is clear enough. And this is where I need to shrink me down again, don't I? I'll move me first. Shrink me down to a little squidgy over the right-hand side. Oh, I can probably do a bit bigger yet. And that should be about right, shouldn't it? Because what I want to do for you tonight, just to be a bit of the demo for this, is here we've got the 3 cards. And for each of you, I'll do the 3 cards, because what we've got, that was a PayPal. Oh, I see what it's doing. So that actually lets me know that someone has paid for a reading as it comes in. Oh, I've got my iPad on next to me, so that's good. Well, thank you, Alison. Whether I do this one tonight, because what I want to do with these specials is do a 9-card spread. So what you need to do, did it have the option to put in your question? Because I might have to message you afterwards. So it does allow, so the email address shows up. That's all right. I'll email everyone. And those are the things I'll do tomorrow probably. We'll just have a good play with it tonight. So those who'd like to have a 9-card reading like this, I'll do those tomorrow. And that's that link that you'll see that's been posted there. Okay? Because what we've got here with these cards tonight, that's the sun. That one's an obvious one because it is the full picture. This one here is actually, and I've got to look pretty closely, it is reversed. You see some of these I've actually, see I'm putting them the wrong way around, hang on, because I want the slippery bit on the bottom and this here is the right way. I have them back to front. It's going to take a bit to get used to, isn't it? And let's just have a quick look at the messages after that. Yes, spot on, yes. Oh, hello. Oh. You did that to a $300 quilt cover at work once. Oh, singed the sides and it went up like fairy floss. Oh, goodness. Yeah, well, this had melted before I even had a chance to lift it off. Oops. Exactly. Me ironing. No, well, I won't be again, I can tell you. No, that's exactly right. So, Steve, so you know how to do ironing, because there is a silk setting though. I just hadn't checked it. So there you go. Anyway, what I'm going to do, we'll do this. I'm just going to demo to you how it actually works. So, yeah, because it's tarot, I do need to actually probably look up this book. So, I'm not going through the whole reading of the book. What it's got is some keyword tables at the back, but they are a bit awkward to hold on to. So thank you for bearing with me in how I'm doing this, because it is something different and new. And I wonder if I can do my mouse that way. Oh, look, I'll do it this way because then I've still got to read your comments from the stream over here on the left anyway. So here you go. You love something different there, Julie? Yeah, it is, couldn't it? And when you did that poem, oh, right. Whoopsie. Sorry that. No, you couldn't ask a question, but love the cards. Yeah, yep. All good. Kimberly, you don't own an iron? Do you know what? When I went looking in my laundry cupboard, because I've shifted a couple of times since I've used one, I actually found two that I've unpacked. So there is two, and they look relatively new-ish. They're not very well used, put it that way. They haven't been used much at all. So there you go. Right, sun. So what does sun mean? Being in the major arcana, the sun is success, joy, science, truth, all that fun stuff. And this one that we've got here is actually the 20 in the major arcana. So that's actually judgment. You can see it there. If I put it up right, that is what it looks like against the white. So it's almost like the Phoenix rising. But because it's on that reversed, it's upside down. So it's meaning it's reversed. So that one's actually meaning failure, inner demons and things like that. So as much as there's positiveness there, it's actually a failure at some level. Or it could be just something that's not quite finished. So something needs to be worked on at the moment still. And here we've got 7 swords. Now, I do have to flip over a couple of pages. And the 7 swords is unseen events, theft of ideas, gossip, that type of, something that's not quite, here we've got a not completed, and here we've got something being stolen type of thing. So it almost feels like there really needs to be some care. Whatever the question is, it could be relevant for someone who is here in the stream, that you might be doubting something that's happening around you, although things look rosy and positive, that there's unfinished business happening. And then when we actually stack them, this is where I found it just so amazing when I was playing around with them with my sister, because it almost looks like there we've got the rising. It almost feels like the spark. The sun is actually rising out of what is the upturned. To me, it seems like a phoenix, and this is where intuition really does take its crown as such, because it's not completely the combination of what is what is in a book. It is really traveling with what your own sense of the meaning is in this image that's combined. So it's almost like this one here, and I'll get my apple pencil. So it's almost like as they're trying to run off and escape, it's almost having that sense of defending what is yours and being able to rise up to gain it back again. See, that is being dropped, whether it's the items that are being stolen or whether it's something that is IP, intellectual property ideas, things like that. It's going to actually have those things recollected. So it's not that they're lost forever. It's been seen, it's been noticed, and they are going to be retrieved and regained again. Whilst this one here, whether there's going to be justice or not, because the justice card didn't come out in this, but you look at that combination and it brings just a wonderful different angle to it. And I thought, wow, I really like these cards. So I'm very pleased that I've actually bought the deck. So wonderful. So what do you think about that? And I did notice, yes, there was another payment come through. So thank you. I don't know what that one was. I've got another one on my iPad. Don't know. I'm not going to mess with things like that. I'll just keep going with this. So as we move down, what I'm going to do is a 3 run, and it will be slow. Those who came in early will be the ones to benefit from this stuff. Oh, what the heck's all that? I must be getting more notifications or something. I'm sorry. Do you know, I'm not sure if I'm having issues with my NBN and it's clicked over to Wi-Fi or something. That's weird. I'm sorry. Something else has started to do notifications. I'm going to turn off my phone notifications. Sorry. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get the first one who wanted a card. So Deborah. And this is going to be where it might be a little bit slow because they do need to be shuffled in between for this type of reading. So I'm just doing a one shuffle. So you've got, now I'm feeling which one's the smooth side, which one's the rougher side. Oh, so that didn't shuffle very well. That might need some practice with this deck because they are bigger than I'm used to holding. Okay. So what we've got here on this card is the 3 wands. And that usually is about celebration. Now I am going to have to read these. My apologies to people if it's going to go slow, but you're going to get a good look at what these are. So it's teamwork, creative rewards, and foundations first. So it's getting that stable base happening at the start. And the 3 is the celebration. We've already had this one that is this 7 swords. It's about that there's something not completed. And the 20, is that the right side? Yes, it is. The 20 being the, I can't remember now. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've done tarot. So yes, it's judgment. So that's the one that's got the incomplete work, judgment, and that type of thing. Okay, let's combine them. So for you, Deborah, this is bringing forward what we've got as that, as an extra, you know, for what that first explanation of the first 3 cards that we had, we have got that feeling of the judgment. It's almost being laid on its head, but what we've got is rising from that. It is also the celebration. It is that looks like, you know, as you hold up a torch of victory, it's that feeling in what I'm seeing there. It's something that definitely is, you know, the sneaking away is not sneaking away. They're going to have their, you know, the retribution is happening because the justice and the judgment is coming in the positive. Even though it's not complete, it's going to happen. So that for this setting feels to me like there's something that you're actually working through, not quite finished with, and it does. And for me, it's almost feeling like there's a court matter with this one. Okay, so is there something that you are working through in a court system or with someone else in just a communication, trying to get things sorted and straightened out, and gaining back your own, standing your power in that. It's what I'm feeling. Yeah. Sorry, I was nicking down to the bottom of the stream, but that's where I get lost. So I'm not going to do that anymore. So there you go, Deborah. That's your reading. I'm just going through to see where the next one is that has asked for a card. So Sharon, yours is the next one. And you can see all the shadows, can't you? Makes it interesting. Hopefully we don't get the same cards with the shuffle. So it won't. Oh, hang on. I don't need to turn them over, do I? All I'm doing is feeling for whether that's the rough or the smooth edge. Can you see those? Oh, they look interesting. So we've got the Ace of Cups, 12. I think that is one of the major arcanas when they're on those edges. Yes, it is. And this one here is 14. So I've actually got to look those ones up. Because I haven't done the major minor arcana for so long. Okie dokies. So for you there, Sharon, what we've got, Ace of Cups, and that's about healing, open heart, new connections and relationships, and your intuition. So it's an awakening. It's bringing forward that's, I think it's more, and it's also a start of something being an ace, start of a journey. So I think open up to what is next is the 12 is the Hanged One. So that's equivalent to, where's that? That's equivalent to the Hanged Man. And it is actually up the right way in this image. So 12 being the Hanged Man, it's an alternative perspective. So you're actually, and it can be sacrifice, process, shamanism. So what I'm feeling from that continuity there even is just the new pathway opening up to that new perspective could include yourself, your inner self, and that is your spiritual connection, awakening. And the 14 is the Temperance. So it's being in the reverse. It's illness, chaos, excess. So I'd take that as a warning not to jump in feet first too deeply. I think that's probably meaning to be moderate in the process of what you're actually shifting into, especially as the shaman or that line of work or learning or pathway for yourself is starting. So here we have as the combination, look at that. What we've got, it almost feels to me like, you know how you start sprouting as kids, they'd do onions or things like that, and they'd have them strung across a container of water so that the roots would grow and you'd sprout them and then you'd go and plant them. And here we've got the beautiful sunshine coming down to increase that, the photosynthesis part of the growth, the having it start to grow and spark and bring forward that's going to be the beautiful plant afterwards. That there almost looks like, in the combination, like it's actually a long-stemmed flower with blossom on the end. And here we've got the goodness flowing through with the cup and the rainbow, all those possibilities. So open yourself up, Sharon, to what is your possibility, what are your possibilities in connecting with spirit. And I feel that that's probably something you need to do gently, not in a rush, because of the way that meant not in excess in that reverse image. So hopefully that means something for you, Sharon. And here we go. We've got Kimberly next, would like a card. So I'm just going to shuffle them the once. Let's see what you've got. And we've got I've got to look at that, 6. 6 of Wands reversed. This is where I'm going to get confused when I have 9s and 6s, because we've got the 9s next to it in the right position. So that's actually up the right way. So it's going to be very interesting doing these. So we've got this 6 of Wands reversed. We've got the 9 of Wands upright and the 4 of Cups reversed. So let's have a look at what these mean. So the 6 of Wands is reversed. 6 of Wands, so it's illusory success. So it's an illusion, shallow victory, self-delusion. So it's things that you're actually telling yourself, this is what I'm getting from this. What you're telling yourself is a delusion. So there may be something that you've believed for so long that you don't realize that it is an illusion, that it's not actually true. Now we're going to go to the 9 of Wands, and that is protectiveness, unease, preparation, guardian, holding ground. I feel that that's probably more the purpose, the reason why there has been such a long-held illusion of self and, believing something that's not actually true. Coming here, it's been for self-protection. So 4 of Cups, as we look at that in the reverse, that's the one that is breaking bad habits and reigniting spark, rediscovering old passions. So I think that's really moving through in being able to find what is it that you feel like you've lost that actually was the passion to start with before there was this self-talk or self-delusion of believing something that actually isn't a truth. So go back and find what is the original passion. And as we're putting those together, what is it creating for this reading? What is it? What does that look and feel like? Where does your eye go, Kimberly, first, as far as this particular image goes? I'm not getting anything specific. It almost looks to me like it's the Statue of Liberty upside down here. and it's being topsy-turvied, while this image here is almost crawling away as well, but it's a combination of something that's turned upside down. Of what am I feeling with this? Have you had plans? I'm feeling there's, that to me looks almost like a gown of a queen that wraps around with the ornamentation behind in a dramatic way, like a cloak, a queenly cloak, and it's taking control. It's moving into gaining your own power in what you want, as the cards were saying, the passion, reignite passion. And it really is going to grow past what is that's hovering over you. So allow the focus to be more with that reigniting an old passion. Okay, I'm feeling it's more to do with something that you've wanted to do, like not so much a bucket list, but something you put away that you wanted to do, that you left alone. Now you are, I feel, being guided to go search that and get it back into action. Okay, now and you're asking, I love the walks with a little fur ball at the beach. I haven't done that. Yeah, my back was playing up today. Couldn't, and it was a little cold. Actually, it wasn't too cold. It was more. It was more. Oh, did I shuffle them? I did, die. Here we go. It was more to do with the back, but I ended up not going swimming either. So I'll be doing the swimming tomorrow. When I don't do the swimming, I try to take Peanuts for a walk. We're getting there slowly, like most things. It's slowly. What we've got here is the one of in the major arcana, and I have a funny feeling that's the Magician. The Fool and the Magician, I know, in order, because it's 0 and 1. So that is the Magician card, number 1. It's up the right way. We've got the King of Wands here, and we've also got Pentacles, number 7 in Pentacles. They're all the uprights. So as far as the Magician goes, it's intelligence, using intelligence and resourcefulness, communication and manifestation. So it's really getting things working so that with what you already know and can work into what your resources are, you can work it into actually doing what you would like to follow through with. It is a bit that weaving the magic and following it through. So with the 7 of Wands, no, sorry, not 7, it's the King of Wands. That's a further page along. And that is charismatic leader, strong will and dynamic. So whatever it is that you're going to be weaving together and doing is going to be really dynamic. And it is, I know that the Pentacles is that more practical side of the abundance, the coin. So it's things that we actually can manifest to bring in the abundance. So it is investment, harvest, and rewards for your patience and fruits of the labor, harvesting. It's all of that in this. So let's place them together. It really is getting your stuff together, and it is weaving the magic around what you are wanting to bring in as an abundance. And it's almost like this image on the left with the Pentacles. It's really throwing it's tossing to spirit, the Magician, to weave and create more of what is that abundance with that investment you're making. So it probably is indicating that you need to put a bit of money into something to create more of, and in the way that you would like to see that, to do that. So if you have an idea for investing or doing some sort of a side business, go for it, because that for me would be indicating it's quite positive for that purpose. And this book is just in the way. And Nat, we've got you here. Whoopsie. There you go. One that flew out definitely wants to be read. Here's the other one, and there's the other one. You've got the 3. So for you, Nat, what we've got is the Knight of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Sun, which is the 19 of the major arcana. So let's have a look. The Knight of Pentacles is indicating that I've got to find it. They're all up the right way, aren't they? Yes. So that's hardworking, down to earth, and practical. So whatever you're coming into here is the down to earth and practical, and probably a bit of hard work. Now with the Page of Pentacles, I think that's over here. Yep, it is diligence, it's reliability, craft, domestic, sensible. You can see there's a pattern here of doing in the practical sense. And certainly with the Sun and the strength that that brings, that's 19, it is success. It's joy, it's science, truth, simplicity, abundance, confidence. There's a lot of keywords there to choose from. But what I'm sensing, whatever it is that you're going to be shifting into doing, it is of the practical sense. It's going to have a bit of hard work, but it is definitely going to be successful. And as we layer these together, look at that. There we've got the two. Now that almost looks like a girl to me. Now, Page is just youth. It's the young energy. So it really is that playfulness in the Sun and creating whatever it is that you're wanting to. For me, that's feeling like it's the laughter and joy, and it's making a game of it. It's really lightness of energy in this, but it's certainly focused on getting things done. It is in that practical sense. Okay, so we'll do the next one, who will be Steve. So there we go. I'll put the card aside because these, the book aside, because these cards are heavy. They are actually quite heavy. Oh, I shuffled them twice, didn't I? I was only trying to do them once in betweens, but hey, that's what we've got. You got an extra shuffle there, Steve. Oh, that's interesting mix. And this is the King of Pentacles, Page of Wands, King of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and we have the 5, I think. 5's not generally a good number in tarot because it's that cusp, it's the hump in between when you look at the numbers. So the 5 Pentacles, but I think in this reversed, it's okay from what my play with my sister yesterday was. It's good fun. King Pentacles. So the King Pentacles is, yep, up the right way. So it's dependable, wealthy, generous, and grounded. So that's the base of what that card is. We've got the Page of Wands is enthusiasm, sporty, creativity, energy, rebel. So it's doing things that aren't within the norm, some a wonderful creativity there from the feel of it. And with the 5 Pentacles, what we're looking at in that reversed position is an end to hard times and renewal. I knew that the reverse of the 5 was a positive card to have. So here we've got, with the combination, oh, wonderful energy. That really does feel like, to me, a fruitfulness. I'm reminded there of, juggling and also grapes. It's dexterity. It's being able to shift and maneuver whatever you're wanting in the positives, because what we've got with the message is definitely bringing in that is the positives. It's the wealthy. It's bringing in. And it's not like it's a race. It's just the combination of having support for each other. You know, the Page through the ages almost. You know, the youth and the King being that combination that spans the ages. So it will continue and be of help to others following on as well. That's what I'm sensing with that one. Okie dokie. And let's go to, did I say hi to you, Alison? I think I might have. And you thank you very much for, jumping in first up for the reading that I'll do tomorrow. Or I could do them still tonight. I don't know. Because what I'll do is I'll record them like I usually do for any of my client readings, and you get a link to an unlisted YouTube. It just feels the easiest flow for me to do it that way instead of, typing out words for a written reading and all that sort of stuff. So there we go. And Tiffany would love a card too. Oh, you love the haircut. Thank you. actually needing, I'm almost feeling like it's getting a bit long again as I was brushing it tonight, ready for being here. Oops, that's a bit close. There we've got the Ace of Cups. We have, that's a, do you know what? I don't know whether that's a 9 or a 6. No, that must be a 9. So that one is the 9 Major Arcana reversed. And I think that one also is the Ace of Wands reversed. So let's have a look at the card book. I will become more familiar with these once I get back into learning the tarot. Yeah, you know, the keywords. I do usually just go by the pictures. But as you can see, these are slightly limited pictures compared to what I'm used to. But it is the intuition that we're actually tapping into, not because we've got pictures to follow. So here we go, Ace of Cups. I'm just going to find the cups. And that is healing, open heart, new connections, relationships, intuition, and awakening. So there's going to be some opening the eyes, opening the senses, and things are going to start moving there. So it's really bringing in, and it is about relationships. So I'd say, as that's the first card, that there's something in relationships is going to open up for you. Now we decided that is 9 in the Major Arcana. So that is, the Hermit. So the Hermit in that reverse mode is loneliness, boredom, and mundanity. Is that how you say that word? Mundane, but mundanity. Anyway, that's an interesting word, isn't it? So at the moment, I just wonder if, from that, it almost sounds like you are solo. You don't have a partner at the moment. And you've got an Ace of Wands there that's in the reverse as well. And that is overflowing emotions, overwhelming, chaotic feelings. So what that actually is suggesting to me in that sequence is either there's a breakup and you're back to solo and feeling really emotional about it, or there's that longing to have a partner and you're feeling emotional about it because it's just not happening. I'm getting more of a gist for that. But let's see what our combination, our layering is going to do with this trio. And it almost, whoa, you have a look at that and it almost looks like the magic wand starting to spark and bring forward that is whatever your desire. Because for me, that's almost looking like it's sparking off and getting things like magic happening, and your cup will overflow. That's what I'm sensing from this one. So the sense of loneliness or being alone won't be for much longer, and I'm feeling it's going to start sparking for you once you open up your heart to being open to that next step or stage in relationship. Even if you're already with a partner, it's going to spark things off again as if new. So feel into that, what your desires are, and put that intention there as well. Okay, so that's what I've got there for you, Tiffany. And Michaela is next here. I've got to put this down each time to shuffle these. I don't think it'd work if I just took 3 cards off the top each time, would it? And I'm going to shuffle these again because I felt the last one being that was there. There, let's see what that one's going to bring. I think it's 3 different ones. No, it might not be. Could be some the same. You've got Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. Oh, my goodness, Michaela. A lot to do with the physical realm, abundance, money side of it here. Because usually, in some decks it's called coins. So even though it's not directly always to do with money, what we've got is the 4 Pentacles, 3 Pentacles, and we've got the 6 Pentacles reversed, I think. Yes, it's the 6 Pentacles reversed. I will get used to it at some point soon, because I think these are going to be a really interesting deck to continue working with. Right, so the 4 is the first bit, and that is a bit more around the basis of what this is creating for you. So 4 is stability, hoarding, material stagnation, greed, possessiveness, a lack of trust. It's almost like I'm going to keep it all for myself in some sense. So it's I think too that it probably is just take care that it's not greed, but it's just that there's a carefulness in what you're keeping as a safety net. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling with that. I don't feel it as being, no, it's not a greed factor, but I think it is that carefulness of wanting to make sure there is enough for the rainy day type thing. And with the 3, that's going to bring in you taking control, being in the driving seat, making it work so that it actually does almost like improve, hone up your own practical skills of managing what your resources and assets and things are. So that's what I'm feeling with this one. It's actually giving the opportunity to learn even better ways to save money, to hold it, but it's for the right purpose. It's not just to be greedy and hoard. Okay, so I think that's basically the step-by-step here. Now that we've gotten to the 6 that's in reverse, that is the imbalance, greed, taking from the needy, corruption. Have an awareness of what else is happening around you. Because I certainly don't see that you are being the greedy or corrupt one, but it is in the situation that you might find yourself, if you're fundraising, for instance, that there's others around you who are doing it honestly and not trying to send money in places it's not meant to be, which is, that sort of it's a bit of a warning for that, and to take care. Know when enough is enough, that you're not being greedy yourself in the saving factor. We have a life to live. Don't be too stingy in spending on yourself as well, is what I'm getting there. Let's see what it says looks like when we actually combine them. So, hang on. Now that to me almost does look like it's, the giving. There's one who is turning their back almost on the gift of that giving, but it's feeling, oh my goodness, it almost feels like it's, I don't want to ridicule, but sometimes as I've grown up, there was an awful lot that churches would fundraise for. Personal experience in our own family. Not that there was wastage or anything, but there was, for me at that point in time, I was like, what the heck do we need all that for those in those places, etc.? Because back then it certainly is international mission raising and stuff. And I sort of thought, why? This almost looks like it's topsy-turvy, and really feel into what it is that gifting is for. Who is it for? What's the purpose? But it doesn't stop the giving, okay? And the saving, that itself could be, like the hole that goes into the money box for saving. And it's just a really unique design. What do you feel when you see that combination there, Michaela? It's really an interesting way of doing readings, isn't it? Having that final combination. Now, go down to, we've got everyone saying hello to Michaela there. Julie, I don't think I had one for you yet either, so thank you. Those who have paid for reading, I haven't seen who it is. I do know that Alison was. She was the first one. So you don't mind if I skip past you for tonight there, Alison, since you've purchased, and you'll get a 9-card reading. So I'll put the book down and we'll do one for, who am I doing this for? Julia. Oh, there's the 3 cards, 3 shuffles. These are different cards. Wow. I think we did have the Knight of Pentacles already, didn't we? Right. Let's have a look at these. So what we've got there, that's obviously an upside down one, so I've got to see what number it is. 9. That should be easy, shouldn't it? If it looks like a 6 here, it's got to be a 9 in reverse. Duh. You know, sometimes. Where's my brains? She'll be right. She'll be right. Okay. 5 of Swords. And it certainly looks like one of them's broken. So what's that indicating? 5 of Swords is actually, and remember 5 usually is the negative cards if we like to give them negatives and positives. 5 is negativity, bullying, defeatist thinking, mental abuse, loss of clarity, brain fog. If you had COVID and got brain fog, that's what happened to me when I got it. I got brain fog. So it is that. So what's happening at the moment, the base of this reading for these 3 cards, it does happen to be that type of, oh God, it's 5. It's a negative perspective at this moment. There's, I don't know which one of those keywords would suit you best at this point in time, Julie. I'm actually thinking it probably is more that brain fog, that loss of clarity. There's something that's not quite gelling in your mind at the moment. So with the 9 swords that's reversed, we'll read that for next as well. And that's facing fears and awakening, facing fears and dispelling anxieties. So whatever it is that's happening here is actually being rectified and dispelled in this one. So it's not going to be for long. And with the Knight of Pentacles, what we're gaining from that one is hard working down. So it's more practical steps that you're going to be putting into place, which I feel is going to improve what is clarity for you, so that you are actually going to be finally able to focus on what it is you're wanting to be doing. So, you know, it's bringing what is the past. I always see what's in the left-hand side as being the past and what's the right-hand side as being the future. So, you know, is it something that you're facing the past, you're getting something sorted from the past, and it's really going to knock out whatever those last foggy bits are to give you the clarity, is what I'm seeing in just that combination there. So hopefully that's helpful and you'll be able to get moving forward with some clarity and focus for the next, you know, however long that's going to have the influence as far as that reading goes. Right, now let's go to the next one. I've got Alison's. So you love the window effect of that box? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Thank you, Alison, again. So I'll be doing your reading later. I'm pretty sure it was yours. That was the 9. You're going to have the 9 cards. So Julie, you're loving it. Oh, that's 2 different Julies. I'm just trying to find. Did I do a card for you, Julie? I think I did, didn't I? Oh, it's hard. It's hard to catch up. I'm only doing them for those who've actually mentioned card reading, please. So thank you for that. And it is an interesting deck, isn't it? Now, I'm going to just hold that on Kay. How are you, Kay? Just to pop down to the bottom, because I know I'm not going to get down to the end of this at all, as you would know. So I haven't done one for you, Julie. Would you like one? So I will do that. There we go. Alison's just confirming, yes, it's fine. You will listen to others. Thank you for that. And I just saw your comment there, Steve. I'm not bringing them all up. I'm holding that one there from Kay because then I know where I've got to go back to in the list. It leaves a little highlighted box to say this is the one that's active as a comment somewhere. It's here somewhere. Heck, there's a lot of comments since I first started, isn't it? So, yes, lovely. They are a lovely deck of cards. And funny, you were just looking at tarot cards too, Sharon, were you? What particular deck were you looking at? And there we go. Steve saying, yeah, I need a pure white background. I think this one's not too bad. I think part of it's the lighting that I've got for an evening as well. Daytime, this will be perfect. It won't have the shadowing. So we'll see. And you love the deck, Alison. Wow, good. Thank you. Anne Stolty, how are you? So you're at Grafton now. Are you on your way back, does that mean? I don't know the geography. I know that when I saw the last picture, it was still in Queensland. It's Grafton, New South Wales? Ah, cool. And, oh, volunteering my assistance. Yes, Kay. Did you want a card? I think that does. Does that mean yes? I think that does. Let's get Kay a card. Oh, no, I'm going to shuffle that a bit more. Because they haven't been used much, they are a little bit sticky-ish. Oh, so we've got that one. We've had that one. Oh, they're still sticky-ish. They could combine very interestingly. So this probably is where it actually does change a little bit. Now, this is on the reverse because I didn't sort of swap them around. What's that one? Is the 9. 9, 9. What we've got. 9 in the major arcana is, and like I said, I'll get to it one day where I'll remember them. Oh, you should see some of these. Oh, because you can use, have a look at that. You can actually, that's a beautiful deck. It's combining, there's instructions on how to combine it with other decks as well. Oh, I'll have to get out some of my other tarot decks. Anyway, we're back here. 9 is the Hermit and reversed. So it's loneliness, boredom, and mundanity. That's that word I couldn't pronounce. Mundaneness. We'll use that. So that's what that is. So it's aloneness, loneliness, that type of thing. And the Ace of Cups is that healing, open heart and having the new connections and relationships, intuition coming in, awakening. So it's really bringing in that spiritual connection as well. And we have the 8. That is the 8 of Pentacles. So that should mean abundance. So it's advancement, graduation, mastership, achievement, promotion, pride. So that's moving things forward. It definitely is gaining knowledge and all of that in that sort of abundance. Probably not necessarily the coin, but I think that's there too. Now, the dominant aspect in this one really is that coins. It really is sitting in that, the energy of the cup and that flow of what is the light that's coming through. So it's gaining more and more of that in a way that's, it almost feels to me like it's as above, so below, because we've got the light reflecting through, almost like a crystal glass effect, through what is the stem into the bottom and out again, so that it's actually honing that energy and focusing it in on what is the cup energy. That central place, the pentacles as well. It's the combination, of course. So it's actually gaining what you're needing as far as the resources in that practical sense, but it's really from what is that heart-centered and the spiritual connection, opening the heart, bringing in that. And that could be a very, very good indication for what will happen as far as your mum's house sale goes and all the work you've been putting into that. That's what I feel there, okay? So good demo for that one, isn't it? Just because it's a demo doesn't make it any the less either. So absolutely. Sharon, where did I get the cards? I actually ordered this deck through Booktopia. But I have a funny feeling I've also ordered the same again on Amazon. So I'll be waiting and seeing. I thought it was just a book, but I have a funny feeling it's exactly the same again. So I might have 2 decks. We'll see what I do if that happens. I don't know yet. So they are available on Amazon, or, well, a book was. I just thought it was a book and it could have been the deck too. So there you go. And Julie, so what you were asking is, now I already did that reading a short time ago, didn't I? Did I? Because I have a funny feeling way down the bottom you said, no, I hadn't done it. So yes, please. Yeah, I had. I've done that now. So cool. And I have forgotten what the cards were and the meaning, because when I do readings, I straight away forget them. I was told once by someone who I really, really well respected. They said, you've been absolutely fantastic coach, counsellor, in any respect like that, because as soon as someone's out the door, you will have forgotten what the heck you've said to them. And I said, yep, Absolutely. And I do, because it's not my position to continue being a conduit all the time for a person or remember everything, because I struggle to remember my own stuff, let alone someone else's. So it was quite an interesting observation that they'd made, because they were so right. So there you go. So I'm hoping that that did answer it for you in some way, Julie. And here we go down to Megan. We'll do Megan's because I know the time's moving along a bit. I knew I wouldn't get to all of these. If you'd really like to take advantage of that, click that link for the $5 reading. It'll be a good reading for that value, and you will get something worthwhile. Absolutely. And you've already seen how these can actually work to give. They are good readings, aren't they? Well, I think so. It's what Spirit is sending to you. Now, here we've got the 9 of Swords again, and we've got the 5 of Swords up the right way. 9 is reversed, and we also have the Magician again. So they are tending to repeat. Oh, there's the book, which is fine. It's each and every person has their own energy around what they're receiving as the messages. If it means something that you're picking up on as well, and it's not your specific reading set, that's still okay. It can mean different things for different people. If you're receiving a message from it, you accept that as being what Spirit's telling you specifically. So with this and the 9 of Swords in reverse, what we have here is facing fears and dispelling anxiety. So for you, Megan, that's the base of what you're needing to be doing, is facing fears, dispelling those anxieties. And then as the 5 of Swords is there, it is what you're facing is negativity, bullying, defeatist thinking. That's what I'm feeling. The other keywords I'm not even going to mention, because I don't think that's what's for you. I think it is more that feeling of being bullied and, defeatist thinking from the start, because you're starting to be convinced about what others have told you, and it's not true. What is coming, though, is with the Magician, what we have with that energy, of course, is intelligence and resourcefulness, manifesting what you want. So it is bringing forward what you're needing to actually put into action for you, and it is weaving that's the magic. And you just have a look at what that's doing. It really is bringing the dominance of that magic to the fore, so that what is being defeated almost in this corner is putting it in its place and actually standing your ground as the magician in this and creating how you want to, so that those swords are scattered. They're not effective anymore. There is that we saw in the single card as a broken sword as well. They're all just mixed in. They're a non-entity. They're a nothing. They're just things to fall away. So that's what I'm feeling with this magic that's going to happen for you with that grouping. Okay, Megan? So, and we've got Kay, sister, get one, wanting Kim to get one of the readings. I presume that's what you mean. Or do you want her to buy a deck? And Di, did I do one for you already? I don't know if I had or not. So this will be the last one, because we are moving into the night now. No, that's fine. This one will be the last one for an individual, and then I'll do one more that is going to be a general for the finish. Okay? So for those who are left here, take that opportunity to click on the card. I'll just show it in the stream again. That'll put the link there again for those who wanted that link. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it doesn't do it twice. It wouldn't let me do it. Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so as I bump my camera die, here we go. I'll do 3 shuffles. because my hands get a bit sore doing shuffling, and especially with, they are a purely plastic card. Very interesting. So we've got the Knight of Swords again. Oh, we've got the Four of Swords reversed. That might be interesting. I remember that one as being a not very good card when I was using the Gilded Reverie deck, because I've got a Gilded Tarot deck as well as the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. Sorry about that. I got them mixed up. So with the Tarot, Knight of Swords, Four of Swords reversed, and we have the 10 of Cups. Looks like a good resolution there, though. So Knight of Swords, and that is Knight down there. Swords, intelligent, witty, inspirational ideas. So certainly some things coming forward with what's, what are you wanting to have? What are you wanting to move forward with as far as a program or a business idea or something at work? It's that type of thing. So with the swords, it is more using your intelligence and thinking around what you're going to bring forward. Knight Swords, yeah, that's the one, isn't it? Intelligent, witty, inspirational ideas. The Four Swords that is in reverse, isn't it? Yeah. So it's actually restlessness, insomnia and stress. This, what you're wanting to put forward, you've got lots of thoughts and ideas that you're wanting to put forward, and it's giving you restless, sleepless nights. You're overthinking. It's what I'm feeling. So with what the 10 of Cups is bringing to you is that next step. It actually is happiness, enduring bond, wholeness, happy home, contentment, long marriage. It's bringing that longevity. So it's really just allowing an ease in those thoughts and things that you're bringing up. I know it takes a bit of practice sometimes to control the mind and the thinking, but you'll be able to move through that and actually bring to yourself that happiness and create what is that whole feeling around that, bringing it together, the ideas, and working it as you want to have that look like, be the change you want. And here we have, do you know, that almost looks like a lot of, how some of those emoji things have the little Z's in them and the rest, like snoring and the rest. It looks like just being able to combine that. Excuse me, I've got a very itchy nose. So Spirit's really trying to interfere. They're trying to tell me something. I don't know what yet. Probably that I need to get a tissue and blow my nose. Do you know what I'm feeling here? It almost goes back to the Knights of the Round Table. I'm feeling the swords. Oh, it's almost like there's the head's a pincushion. It is almost like allowing, allowing the pins to, not pins, although they are sharp, pointy objects, allowing the rods. What I'm getting is allowing the rods to fall where they will. It's almost, it feels like I'm getting some form of a sense of a destiny here, and that almost is the honouring and respect of, it's not deity, it's almost of self in a sense. I think it's the godliness of our self, that inner self is what I'm feeling there. I'm getting a strong sense of what is coming in from Spirit, as far as open up to that, allow it to come in. That's almost a sense of prayerfulness. So that's what I'm feeling there. It's like, you do have to open up for what is coming in from above, is what I'm feeling. But you know how sometimes, some of the cultures throw sticks for, for that not fortune telling, the divination. I'm thinking of the word, the D one, the divination, divining. And it is the divine that you're going to be able to receive with this. So I'm really feeling that open up to that in this one. And that's the ease of that message there. don't know what I've got coming up in front of my screen there. So that's lovely. I just got to flick off a message there. I didn't touch a thing. I didn't touch a thing. Right, this one here now is going to be for everyone else who had requested to have a card or otherwise. And, oh, hello, Sarah. Lovely to have you here. I didn't even see that you were there. So apologies to anyone who feels that they've missed out, but that's just what it is when I do these shows. I really, really enjoyed. Oh, shit. There you go. See, that's how slippery these are getting. They are hard to actually shuffle. And they almost shot out. I think I've got them all. There we go. I'll just do that once, twice, and 3 times. I will do it the 3 times because it is. I do things in 3, 2s and 3s. Shares I double up and do 2 joining of everything, and I put that down as I'm a twin. And I do 3s because my birthday's on the 3rd. All Pentacles again. So for everyone else who thinks that they've missed out, so we have had these before already too. So it must be an abundance thing that we are attracting coming together in this type of a group. So it's the 8 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles, and they are all upright. So I'll read the 8 first. Is about advancement, graduation, mastership, achievement, promotion, pride. So it is moving forward, advancing forward in something. And then what we're going to move to is being in that driving seat. We are driving this. So each and every one of you take that message of taking control and actually being the one creating what you're doing. The work, it's like an apprenticeship moves on to mastership, and that's what it's doing. It's enterprise, it's practical. And then with the 4, what you're doing is creating that stability with it too. So it's really putting into place that progression that starts as the advancement. We are already there. Make sure that that's what you're thinking, seeing, feeling, that you are already there. You've achieved it. But then you do actually have to have that driver, putting the gears into place and motion, getting it into motion so that you are creating it to be good foundations and stable in whatever it is that you're doing, so that, it's not the 4 stability, hoarding, so that it's not stagnating, so that you are continuing to grow it in a steady pace, not something that's going to sit there and do nothing. Okay, so that's the central card there. Let's see what it moves into as that combination. That's interesting. It really is that confidence, isn't it? It's holding that pattern of, that almost does look like the cogs of the wheel moving around, and holding that pattern with a wonderful foundation, just steadily there. And the confidence in knowing that we have done it. Don't show what I'm feeling there is too, don't get too big for your boots in the arrogance of richness, of wealth. That's what I'm sensing there. It really is just creating that is going to be a steady base of what you're wanting to move into. So that's our evening tonight, in just something so different, because wow, my new deck came and I was so excited. And to find how easy it is to read that layered aspect and feel that intuitively, even though all I was working from with my sister, the both of us swapped our readings, it was just so easy to do the reading from just a few keywords and feel into it and start to sense that is our intuition and what it shows us. So there you go. Now there you go. So now, this is where all of us have different interpretations and feelings around what cards mean. So Steve had, to him, that the cards meant the dark night of the soul. At the end of the darkness, there's the sun, and the swords mean to proceed with caution, but the sun will rise supreme. See? So there's another interpretation. There is no wrong with how any system is interpreted. It is going with what is your own intuition and your connection with your spiritual guidance, because it's not to say we have to have that connection, but by heck, it really is just something to treasure to the heart when you can have that flow of communication and interaction and being with your spiritual guides. I love it. Okay, cool, Bickies. So thank you. The moon looks like it's got a good set of eyebrows like that. That's a great comment. I think that's wonderful, isn't it? Yes, that's gorgeous. So thank you, each and every one of you. I'm just rolling through as just quickly before I finish up. And Anne, you mentioned you love the stack effect. It's very good to get the full reading. It is, and it brings out something even extra to that than the singles, doesn't it? And Diane, you're mentioning, yes, very different, very interesting. Yeah, Di, you've mentioned the same as well, putting them on top of each other. So it's all really good. So do scroll back up to where that other, I don't think I've got that. Just wonder, can I just paste that straight into the feed? I'll just see if I can do this. For those that want to take advantage in the next 2 to 3 minutes, does that come through? Oh my goodness, Emily, I've just seen this. Let me have a look at that, because I was guided to that. Hello, your auntie was murdered this week and you're just wondering if she's at peace. And is she able to connect with me? I miss her a lot. Also anything for fertility. Decide to stop your medication. Not doing very well on my body. I think ultimately, as far as the fertility goes, it really is what you feel intuitively is right for you. And let the stress go as far as, the effort and trying for pregnancies and the rest. I found myself, when I'd let go of that and the stress that was causing my body, it wasn't long after and I did fall pregnant. Whether that's the same for you, it may not be. You may need the drugs, but it's something that only you will know in that inner self. And it could be that the body just needs that realignment all on its own without any other extra, and the different perspective on your expectations of timing and all that with pregnancy. As far as your auntie goes, look, she isn't quite at peace yet, but it will come. And what I'm feeling there is because of the suddenness and the way of the death, there's still she's not connecting, not here at the moment. But it will. I'm just getting that sense from spirit guidance, others, that it will happen. So allow yourself to connect with her too. Just try yourself occasionally. Just ask the question, Auntie, are you here? I think once there's I don't know whether they go through an orientation period or what when they cross over. I won't know till I'm there. We only hear some stories back from near-death experiences, and I do believe and understand that it's all different. But there is that crossing over of some form where the steps are taken. So she's not here to be in any pain. That does not exist. Whatever experience she's having at the moment in her spirit self, whether it's peace, it will happen for her though. I think there's probably some level of confusion. So I hope that answers your question there. So without it being a card reading, I think, just trust in self and your own connection with your ancestry and the spirit guides and your loved ones who've crossed over, because we can all do it. It just needs that opening up for it. And you can turn it on and off if you get pissed off that they annoy you. Sorry, I know that sounds like a rough way. Yeah. So thank you so much, each and every one of you, for being here. And lovely, wonderful comments that are there. And I'm so sorry I can't spend the time to read them all. Wonderful. I will later, but whilst live streaming, you don't want to get bored from watching me read comments. I can tell you that now. So, and there is a thank you or two. So thank you each and every one of you. and Emily, you're saying you've done some tarot readings on apps and it's quite scary. Keep picking the death card. Death isn't death. Death itself is just something that's passing through. It's not always a physical death. Okay. For you, it probably has been for some instances, but death itself also isn't the final stage. That's my belief. I think we are just the spiritual being here. We are soul living an experience in the physical body here on earth as an experience. This is not the home base. Home base is where the soul is. So that's my understanding and belief. So we each have our own way of understanding, so it's fine. Thank you. And I'm going to, did that go back through? Oh, I did it twice. That link. Oops. Oh, there you go. And thank you, Kay. And thank you, Michaela. And I do have fuller readings elsewhere, like on my website, therosboundy.com.au, and other services. I do hysterectomy. I start to get tired. Hypnotherapy, sound therapy, other than just the psychic readings. There are some therapies that I do. Have a look at my website. I can put that there. And I can suggest you can pop in the morning at 8 o'clock for the daily Lenormand card spread reading, because I do the Lenormand. That is my more by choice focus, because I love the ease of the Lenormands, and I'm getting a couple of new decks of those too, so it'll be exciting when they arrive as well. Look, it's just wonderful to join in with you. Thank you. Keep being the best you that you can be, and I'll leave it there. Have a wonderful Friday evening. Have a wonderful, blessed weekend as well. And until next week, if not tomorrow morning, bye for now. Namaste.